Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Christelle Martinette. And before I start my July readings, I just want to say, it'll take me about 5 minutes, a few words about dimensions and about the work we do as readers, how it's done, how it's actually done. I've been hearing a lot of people in YouTube throwing around the word Akashic Records and Akashic Records readings, the Tree of Life, and so on. It seems that these are the latest watchwords of the day. But to be able to address a wide audience, because YouTube indeed does address a wide audience, it may be helpful to dispel a lot of the confusion, to clarify a lot of things by explaining where we actually get our information and how. So to do that, I'm going to take a multidimensional perspective. Many spiritual traditions and teachers talk about 10 different dimensions of existence. The equations in physics that are put forth by this theory called superstring theory talks about 10 dimensions of existence. So what is that? Superstring theory is an attempt to explain all of the particles and fundamental forces of nature in one only theory by modeling them as vibrations of tiny supersymmetric strings, tiny energy strings. You hear us often mention when we say our vibrational rate. This is what we refer to. And in the soul work and the soul therapy I do, I've personally always considered there to be 10 dimensions of existence for the soul, with an added to the 11th and the 12th dimension existences reserved to other supernatural beings, or we can call them spirits, we can call them celestial beings, we can call them divine messengers or angels and archangels. And especially recently, could be 10 years, but recently, specifically 2-3 last years, the dimensional levels of our being that we're able to access personally from this dimension, this third dimension, because I'm speaking to you from the third dimensional incarnation with my flesh and blood and bones, we've increased our ability greatly over this past few years of how we access higher regions. We're more and more able to conceive of the choices that we make and the choices that express who we are at the soul level. We're more and more aware of our individuality, that in theory, at least, we also get to be exactly who we are in theory, rather than having to follow some, society norm or convention or cultural norm. But this is not true, of course, for all parts of the world, all parts of the planet, because many people, however, though, are opening up to living by their own unique rules today. And as our thoughts align to who we are at soul level, we can receive then more information and guidance from upper dimensional aspects of our beings at the level of mind. So each of us, however, has an aspect at every single dimensional level. Each of us not only has a third dimensional person, but we have also a fourth and a fifth dimensional person. We're fourth and fifth dimensional beings. We also have an aspect that is sixth dimensional, seventh dimensional, and so on. But while we may not exactly be actively working within these planes, we already exist there. Think of the various dimensions as a cake, a layer cake. They're all one, it's a cake, and they're not separate from one another. They're all in one cake, and all the dimensions are layered one on top of another, and they exist at the same time, exist simultaneously. And every dimension affects another dimensions. Things that happen in one dimension affects other dimensions. And this is why spiritual evolution takes place through our experiences in this third dimension. But, and this is the trick, this density, this third dimension is very dense. Its physical experience is very dense. It makes it the dimension that most affects every other dimensional aspect of our existence. It takes a tremendous amount of energy to affect physical matter. Far more greater energy than it takes to think, for example. Our choices here in this third dimension affect our soul's vibration rate by either aligning to our divine self-expression or not. And the denser the dimension, the more profoundly all other dimensions are affected. And while at a less dense dimension, such as the fifth dimension, where we do clearing work, where I clear work for people, definitely has an effect on a denser dimension as a fourth or third, it takes more time for this effect to take place, and it is more subtle, depending on how self-aware, and this is the proviso, depending on how self-aware we are at these upper dimensional levels of existence. But it's important to think of the different dimensions as different perspective of our being. Dimensions are different from each other, but at a higher, I just want to mention that a higher dimension is not superior to the lower dimensions. They simply have different energetic qualities. And as a soul therapist, I do clearing at the fifth dimensional level in order to affect a person's entire being. And the Akashic records, that word thrown around so much, those are located also at the fifth dimension. The soul vibration rate of a person indicates to us what dimension we are primarily receiving guidance and information from, what dimensional aspect we would identify with as our higher self, while we talk about higher and lower vibration rates. That's what it refers to. So if we live our divine self-expression, we actually have the opportunity to embody our higher dimensional aspects within this human experience. This makes it possible then to access our records, Akashic records, whatever you want to call them, or rather, information of your soul's blueprint, your soul's history. And since all psychics, like myself, can really tap into great stores of energetic information, you can understand that it's really fundamental for you to work with someone you can trust. It's all about love as well, and how they can give love. And as we evolve further, you will begin to be fascinated as your vibrational rate becomes higher. You'll become fascinated with relationships and how our interdependence as humans affects our spiritual evolution. And you'll feel a natural desire to engage with others and serve others through the purpose that you have here. And at the same time, you'll want to engage with whole groups rather than individuals, hence the idea of giving seminars. And your method of manifestation will also change as you evolve. At first, we can manifest or channel information that moves us into action. Basically, we receive guidance on what to do in order to create the outcome that we want. And this is fifth dimensional vibration rate. And as we evolve in time, we begin to draw experiences to ourselves by shifting our states of being, usually through action. And that occurs at the upper fifth dimensional and the lower sixth dimensional rate. And eventually we manifest what we want by manifesting the relationships with others that our soul wants to experience, or by manifesting the relationship we have with ourselves. And this occurs at upper sixth dimension and seventh dimension vibration rate. I hope that these 5-6 minutes have made it a bit clearer for you, because once you evolve spiritually, and we help you do that, you yourself can benefit from tapping into different dimensions, thus receiving directly the guidance you want. That spirit guide team reading that I mentioned on my website, that's what it's all about, becoming in tune to your higher self. Now off to the July readings. Hi, Sagittarius. It's me, Christelle again. I have these cards for you. This is the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot, and I have the Angel Tarot as well to wed with that, and my Vida Sibila along with the runes to crown the reading. I have pre-shuffled these. Let's take a look at what is in store for the month of July for Sagittarius. Okay, now, You almost seem like a water sign this month, Sagittarius, because things are flowing. Your passion is not stifled with the water. It's as if the water's cooling you off because you were so emboldened and impassioned with doing your work and working on that project, that it seemed that you had the energy of two people of late. And what I see in the true fashion of the Sagittarius, you're aiming for the stars. You really are aiming for the stars. And you will get there. You know, I would like to think you're going to be an astronaut. You're going right to the stars. There's something that you're creating, and you're blessed by orientation. You're being guided to those stars. You know, the stars are there to guide you. And you're aiming very high. Even if you don't physically, mentally, pragmatically shoot for the stars, what you're doing actually will help you make a mark in this world, in this planet for yourself, a name for yourself. People are starting to side with you. People are coming to you. They've taken notice of you. They know what you're doing. They know how able you are, and they know the type of work that you've been doing. They're coming to you for advice. They're coming to you to make decisions. Hey, what about in future we pair up to do this? How about if we become partners in this new project? How about if, you know? And partnering also does not stop there. It also has to do with physical partners, your romantic partners. You are indeed planning to take it 2 steps, not 1 step up, you know, not only making it formal and formalizing the relationship. What I'm seeing here is actually wanting to create a family, and if you have a family already, wanting to extend it. And of course, of those of you who are not of childbearing age or have given all of your seeds away previously, what I'm seeing here is that you're branching out, and you're branching out to include people in your immediate family, friends, bringing them closer to you. Again, I said this almost seems like a water sign reading. And why is that? It's because you are flowing with your ideas. You're not your normal, typical, very nervous self. There is tension there because you seem to have something in the makings. You know, you've got your cauldron and you're putting all the ingredients there, and it's just about right. You know, the month of July is going to help you put the finishing touches on some certain event or plan or project or study program or a thesis, and then you'll take the weeks following that, probably in August, to look, reread, revise, go over, and fine-tune again. And you can do that close to water if that's your fantasy, you know, if that's your choice, if that's your desire. Because it seems that the month of July is going to put you in the driving seat, as if you weren't already in the driving seat, but it's going to make you more able to plan ahead in terms of where you would like to go and where would you like to work, where would you like to move, where you would like to proceed, even if it's in staying in the same place, living in the same place, doing the same old job. You have plans for yourself, and they're far-reaching plans, extremely interesting here. As I said, the stars are guiding you. You have protection. You're walking with guidance. You're walking with someone. And if you're alone in your romantic life, you do have protection. I'm going to take the Angel Tarot to see what that means. Lovely. I mean, it is just a lovely spread. It's as if you really are shooting for the stars, whether you don't, you know, whether you like it or not, whether you are aware of it. But you are a star. You know, it's telling me this. You are a star, and you're really shining brightly this month, and for all to see. Because you'll see that people will ask you for, you know, your decisions. People will come and ask you, well, what are you going to be doing? You know, as I mentioned, they're going to sort of probe you. What will you want to do in future? What about if? What about if we partner together? What if we open a business together? You're going to have a number of different offers come your way when you least expect it. It's very interesting, this. You know, you're planning to go who knows where, but then the offers are coming very close to home. And they're not bad ones, surprising offers for you. Let's see what this Angel Tarot has. The cards are jumpy, they want to come out. Okay, there's fear underlying all of the plans and the cool exterior. There's a lot of fear there, but again, you are, as you know, you have the King of Cups. As I mentioned, it almost looks like a water spread for water signs, because you're acting like a person who's full of emotions, and you're extending your emotions. You have, you know, coda di paglia. You have a you're very sensitive, overly sensitive this month, and one word, one line, you know, one phrase out of place, and you may become hurt. You might want to guard against that. Keep your eye on the ball and guard against, you know, becoming depressed in any form or way, and know that your fear that can cause you to stop in your tracks is just a fear in your mind, because as I said, you know, the Voodoo Tarot here are bringing people to you, bringing energies to you, positive energies, offers to you, and you have no fear, should not have any fear at all. Don't work against the clock. This is what they're saying. Don't work against the clock. I'll say it again. Sagittarius, don't rush around and work against the clock. Take your time. Remember the water element. Remember the King of Cups energy. Remember that people will be coming to you and you're guarded. Now, of course, we're human beings, and we, you know, we're not made of steel, so we worry and we fear, we cry, we hurt, you know, there's pain. But that means you're alive. So there's a lot to be said for that, and it gives you a measure of what you're doing. The importance of what you're doing, it is translated into these fears, you know. So let's take a look, little by little here, at what the, first of all, the focus here, the decisions that are being asked of you, and the King of Cups energy. All right, you know full well that the position, the time coming up, is going to be a turning point for you. There's the Death card, Morte, here. And you were trying to guard against a negative change with the Ladro. You want to put your energies, you want to put the eggs in the proper basket, because you've worked very hard, and what you want to see come in is something that would be feasible for you, that you could work with, that will improve your standard of living, that would really help you live better than what you have been doing so far. You've worked, this is the culmination of a long period of work, of study, of seeking the right partner. You have got there, you found a companion. Those of you who haven't, you will in this period. You have, and it's very close, but here you are on the lookout because you want to be careful. It's a very emotional period. You're ready to extend your close tribe. You know, you want to start planting. You want to be more rooted. Perhaps many of you have been traveling a lot, and that's what it's talking about. I'm going to look at the incoming cards, Madame la Lune and this Eight of Swords, and why the other side of the moon will be a burden for you, will make you stop in your tracks. I have the Gran Signore here, the enemy, and Consolante Sorpresa. Okay, now, there's a person that you're working for, or working with on a project, or you have to answer to someone who is higher up in an echelon of hierarchy. And at times you have seen this person, considered this person negatively because of all the responsibilities that you have had to deal with. Lo and behold, that is not without gain. That is coming your way, and it's coming your way very, very soon. The accolades are coming in. I'm going to look now at this odd man out, this Three of Swords. A friend of mine has said, you know, Joanna saying hello again. And a broken heart is an open heart. A broken heart is an open heart, and the open heart is guided by l'étoile, the star. Let's see what the Sibylla can add to that. I'm going to take a fourth card for some reason. All right, now, this is the Letterato. This is, I see you as working on your project diligently and taking care of the details. Gran Consolazione is one of the most important cards in the deck concerning finances. Gran Consolazione. Now, we have here the lettera, communication, and militare. Now, something is going to help you calm your fears. You're going to get information. You're going to get word of an offer. You're going to get an answer of, maybe you applied to a job. You're going to get a response, probably in the mail, probably by email, but a written message nonetheless. And that broken heart there is going to tell you, yes, open your heart, because it's going to make you consider something that you didn't want to take into consideration. Perhaps an offer far away, perhaps something that, yes, was good on paper and was paying very, very much, but then you probably thought that it would take up too much of your time and you wanted a different standard of living, and your standard of living also included free time. Times are a-changing. It's not all about money, and I think this is where your head is at now. And but there are other more important readings to these four cards. The cards are counseling you on the way you consider an imminent offer. They're telling you that be open to that offer, regardless of whether you and your companion, you and your family have not wanted to move. Take a hard look at that offer. Take a hard look at what is being presented to you, because all round it will be beneficial to you, but they are saying to do so alone and think hard and long, and before sharing the information, before running it past anyone else, think about it yourself. Now I'm going to this lonely period of work and crossing your T's, dotting your I's, when you think that everyone, that you're overburdened with work because you have to get to the end of a job, or there's something that you have to do and it's all to be done yourself, all work and no play, even though you have people next to you helping you. Let's look at that. Yeah, look, I keep seeing this Belvedere, future, bright, very, very bright future. Now we have here the prison card, prigione, in the middle, and it is prigione in the middle of the bright future and your relationship and a meeting someone. This could mean literally that your future, that proposal, will bring you to an important person in your life. It also means, however, if you're partnered, that you're not exactly sure you want to take that up offer precisely because of your partner, who's all intent on staying where you are with her or him. But whatever the case, the issue here is that the future is bright for both of you, you yourself and I, that if you're alone, and going somewhere where you will meet someone. And the shackles here are all in your mind. They can be taken away or they can be put there. But regardless of your decision, your future will be bright with your current companion. Very interesting. Now I'm going to this nightmarish, on the one hand, the nightmarish Nine of Swords here, and then the shooting stars of the Santeria 10 card. It's as if it's a 10 of Wands, but it's really a positive card here. It's really definitely a positive card, and it's a progression from 9 to 10, if you wish. Wow. Now, the outgoing. This is the outgoing card. Now, this disgrazia is a tower situation, but we've got this denari card, which is an institution, which is a firm foundation, which is sustenance, which is a support. And here we have this domestico, and it's almost as if the cards are telling you, look, go for the gold, go for the new idea, put your world upside down, overturn your world, because then the positive gran consolazione will be coming in. But it also isn't a word to the wise, because this card, although it's called disgrazia, disgrace, disaster, disaster, again, I want to bring that to mind, that the disaster is a destroying of a star. Astro, disaster, would be breaking up one star into small stars. And your dream can take on a different light in your mind. This can come in, and stability will still be there with the domestico and the denaro. You know, it's telling you a lot of things. Any way you cut it, this disgrazia is positive and negative. It's calling on you to, on the one hand, take a risk, knowing the implications that are there. But on the other, it tells you full well, very clearly, even if you don't take that risk and you stay where you are, your stability is going to be confirmed over and over and over again. Let me take the runes on this to see what they have to say. All right. The runes are telling me with Kinats that you are very, very in tune. You can actually assess what is coming up. Now, it will come of its own accord based on the nature of your work, the nature of your dealings, the project that you have. It's coming out even as we speak, without your intervention. You see, people are going to come to you, as I said in the beginning of the spread. People are going to be coming to you, and it's not going to be easy because there's going to be far more than just one offer. There's going to be several offers, so much so that you're not going to know what to do. And it is that, you know, I have Junio Merkstate, it's telling me that the success of all of Ing, the success of all of the offers that are coming in is causing you concern, because you're thinking, my God, you know, it's like the idea of choice. So many choices. How do I know which one to take? And that's the dilemma. And that's a dilemma that you're going to be faced with. And it won't be an easy dilemma to unravel. But Kinats is telling me, just like this l'étoile here, that you are being oriented. You shoot for the stars. The stars will come to you, Sagittarius. You're blessed in a moment in time that things are coming to fruition. So much that you don't know what to choose. It's l'imbarazzo della scelta, we say in Italian. The embarrassment of choice. You're stopped in your tracks because of all of the choices you have before you. It's a lovely thing to see. I can understand the embarrassment of choice. But on the other hand, choice is wealth. The opportunities that you have in front of you do spell a bright future for you. Any door you decide to go through, Sagittarius. Think long, think hard, have a drink, put your feet up, rest, and think about it. Namaste, ladies and gentlemen, Sagittarius friends. Those of you who are in the United States, have a nice weekend for the 4th of July, and till we read each other again, read each other, where did that come from? Till we read again. Bye, Sagittarius.